What's happening, guys? It's Coach Bernard, this time with a long-term review, a bit of an overdue long-term review of the Infinitude Raptor Extreme Pro training gloves. Okay, so this is a long-term review of the Raptor Extreme Pro. I've had these for maybe about 6, 7, 8 months? For a while. A good while now. I took my time with this because I really wanted to see how the durability is for these gloves. Now, these were pretty cheap gloves to get, and I see a lot of reviews praising the quality and the durability, but a lot of those are brand new gloves. So I really wanted to see how it is after working it through the paces for more than a handful of months. So as you can see, these are the custom gloves. I got to play around with the app and choose all my colors that I wanted for my glove. I even added an extra stitching over there. The stitching itself is pretty good. You can kind of see there's a little bit of fraying from the sides, from the edges, but still overall kept its shape. Not too bad though. One thing I do regret was choosing white for the stitching, because I realize now white does stain and it's hard to clean. If I do try to clean, I'm worried I might ruin the stitching even more. So next time I'll probably get a dark color. But when I first got these gloves, I really actually enjoyed these gloves for a good while. When I first got them, I really like how they fit. They fit really nice. Even though I got the lace ups, I like to put in my elastic laces just for ease of use, and I don't want to have to bug someone to do my laces up. I mean, I'm fine doing it for other people because I'm the coach, but usually I don't want to have to bother people because I'm very selfless. Yeah, you're welcome, world. But yeah, this fits really nice. It does put your hand in a bit of a kind of a natural fist position. The thumb kind of sits more flat on the side, which is fine. I didn't really find it to be a bother, so it was okay. I never had any issues hurting my thumb, and considering that I've used these a lot for the past 8 months as my main sparring gloves, and I had no injuries, so good. When these were brand new, I was kind of worried that the leather wouldn't be as good of a quality, especially with the price point, and especially how thin they felt when I first got them. But they've actually held up pretty well. They're pretty strong, despite being like a kind of a lesser quality compared to other brands out there. It does kind of have a little bit of a wrinkling to it. You can kind of see that it is a little wrinkly there, but that's kind of typical for gloves. Even Cleto has had that problem with certain colors. So it is pretty typical to see those little wrinklings on leather gloves. I do find that the line in the back of your hand does kind of bunch up a bit. It does leave a bit of an imprint if you're not wearing hand wraps. If you're wearing wraps, it shouldn't be a problem at all. But if you're not wearing wraps, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, especially since the lining is a little coarse. It's not a hard material. It's just that it's kind of coarse. Did I use that word already? I did. What's another word? Not rough, but it's just not as soft as other lining. But what I did find, and it seemed to be a problem with other gloves, other glove reviewers, that the lining on the inside by the finger part here is kind of ripping away. So the rubber pad at the bottom of my fingers here, I can feel completely because the lining in the inside here has ripped inside and is fully exposed in that little pad there. But everywhere else, the lining inside has held up, I guess. Now when these were brand new, it had a nice broken in feel, so I could move my hand pretty well on the inside so I can catch shots a little bit better. Because the foam is really soft, and it's really soft. I was really surprised how soft it was. Usually like you have to really work in the glove to get it to this softness. Mind you, these are 18 ounces, so they're extra cushiony. They're extra cushiony, and they are a molded foam, so it's really soft. Molded foams are typically very, very soft, but because it is a molded foam, I didn't want to use that in the bag too much, because molded foam, when you hit in the bag a lot, they start to bubble up and get this weird foam acne thing. So I avoid using it on the bag for very long. I did just use it on the bag for maybe the first couple of months, and after that I just use it mainly for sparring. But these are pretty good. Oh, there's a fly. Ooh, I got it. Nope. He survived. For now. What was I talking about? Did you say something? Did I say something? The padding. Yes, I did use these mainly as sparring gloves because I didn't want the padding to deteriorate. Not that it would, but I just kind of have that fear when it comes to molded foam. Especially if you hit as hard as I do. Which you probably don't. Maybe. No offense. When it came to performance, these actually are really nice to spar with. I didn't have any hand problems at all. These were a little tight when I first got them, so I couldn't wear my winning knuckle guards. But these have, like, the leather itself is kind of stretched out a little bit, so there's more room inside. But I don't really feel I need to because of how soft these gloves are. The wrist protection is really good. Even though I'm using the elastic laces, I do find that the wrist protection is pretty good. Can't really put my hand back, so it's not too bad. I did find because you bend your hand like this a little bit more often sometimes, there is a bit of a fold here now. So what that does, it kind of makes the wrist padding thin in this section here, but the other sections here, so it's a pretty good thickness to the wrist padding here. And really, I don't really find it too necessary. Now the one problem I did find with these gloves is the stitching. The stitching everywhere else is pretty good. It's just that the stitching over here on the bump came right off. There is still that separation there, but the bumps here are kind of pulling out. So I don't really know how this happened. I mean, it could be me. Not that I'm giving excuses here, but because I do use the elastic laces, when I put it on, sometimes it's not fully on. So I kind of pull it from the cuff here, and when I pull here, it might be the reason why this came off. But then again, I don't have that problem with my Reyes or my other gloves that I use elastic laces on. I did have that on my ring sides. So maybe it's me, maybe it's the glove, or maybe it's you. It's your fault. Sorry, I'm just passing blame. Very rude of me. And I also found that there's a little bit of a fraying from the lining going through when I did change the laces, like here and here. It's really small and it doesn't really affect the quality of the lining on the inside, but it just kind of looks annoying. Oh, the fly's back. No, he's got it. He learned his lesson the first time. But overall, for the price point, you can't go wrong with custom gloves for just $100 and $107 if you get the stitching here. And if you want to get their stock items, they're normally about $70. So they're pretty good quality for that price range. Also, if you want to get these for even cheaper, I do have a discount code. I'm not sure if it still works though, but you can give it a try. If it does, let me know. So overall, good gloves for the price, good custom gloves for the price. Concerned about the stitching, but overall, I really do enjoy using these, and these will probably be my main sparring gloves for a good while until I get something better. But that's been my review. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, click like. If you want to see more videos just like this, subscribe to the channel. Catch you next time.